Libra. Libra. What can I say apart from happy birthday? Welcome to the transition, people. There's a lot going on in the world outside. It's time to sort of like square it up and, suck it up and get involved in the change. Not the best things for you. You're not really, you don't like it when things change, really. You like to evolve things, but you like to be in control of things when they evolve. So it might be a little bit difficult for you because it's out of your control. You're also going through this transition. So for those of you who have your birthdays still coming up, that transition is still coming up for you. That chrysalis moment of going from the caterpillar into the butterfly. But for those of you who've already started your birthday, who've already had the birthday in the September period, it's now time to start knuckling down. Now it's time to start doing things, starting afresh, as it were. Here's your relationship side. Here's your financial side, overall energies and karmic messages. There's loads of links in the description below if you want to go and see it. So let's just see what's going on with the overall energies for you here. What one person's loss is another one's gain. I think by this it's a case of sort of saying when you cut things out of your life, it doesn't necessarily have to be a painful thing, but it can actually just open doors for new possibilities. That's what it seems like. Message center. So for a lot of people who are going through the your birthday, for a lot of you, there will be these messages of what sort of experience do I want to do from my birthday in this coming year. Relationships, experience emotionally, spiritually, that sort of thing. But also clarity on sort of how to put your business or your projects or your job or your career path into place. Let's just see. So there's a lot of messages coming in there. I'll be very attentive to what's going on around in the world, but don't necessarily take it all on board. Just listen to the messages. It's a moment of setting yourself, I think, this month. Let's just see what the karmic message is on your relationship side. Sometimes you got to pull you by the, it's like pulling teeth. Sometimes it's like you got to pull you by the ear at the moment, Libra. Yeah, they're trying to encourage you to be a bit lighter with yourself. I think we went into this on your weekly reading last week, but yeah, it's starting to. I think they're here. I think they're pulling you by the ear and sort of saying, stop worrying, stop dragging your feet, stop being too cautious in a way. The world is completely up in the air and changing, and I think with relationships, if you're too cautious, you might actually miss relationships that are really beneficial for you. So I wouldn't be too cautious. I would almost throw caution to the wind in a way. And I think this is where here they're trying to sort of say, look, you've got to go through that stress in order to get out the other side in the sunshine. Let's just see what's going on in the first week of October. Mixed emotions. It's sort of, it's a cut and thrust. It's sort of like wants to go quickly, but also at the same time wants to relax and sort of stay back. Yeah, exactly. A bit of healing. I think it's a process here going on of just regrouping yourself, I think, as you've come through your birthday or you're coming up to your birthday. I still think this is a regrouping moment for you. We did have the 9 of Wands in that space there, and I think to relieve you of that stress, that was the 9 of Wands in the collective reasons. If you haven't seen it, I would go and have a look at it. Watch it, it's amazing. 9 of Wands, and we had the 10 of Swords there. And I think this is this healing process for everybody that's going through. And it's regrouping yourself, I think, in the first week more than anything else within regards to your relationships. As the world is going a bit sort of doolally, a bit mad, it may make people that are around you a little bit strange, a little bit doolally, a bit mad. So let's just see what's going on the second week. silver linings. You can start to see the silver linings. That means the sun is just behind those clouds, and that's that white dove that's amongst those black ones. I think here is the silver lining that's coming up. So yeah, that Ten of Swords, which we saw in this section here, I think it's the end of, you got the Nine of Swords. It's coming to the end of those complicated, it's Nine of Wands, sorry, I do apologise. Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. Yeah, it's the coming to the end of sort of like carrying all those woes and strains in life, and it's a case of letting go, and you're going to have to do that leap of faith. You're going to have to, you know, go for it and jump forward. It seems to be that it's the end of regrouping for you as you lead towards the end of the end of Libra season. I do apologise. Hang on a second, I'll just make sure my recording's staying done. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so it's got to. I think it's got to be done like that. It's got to. You've got to take a bit of a leap of faith. You've got to get out there, and this is that pulling it all by the ears and stuff like that. Let's just see what's going on in the third week. This is where the sun comes through. I think as we go in that transition between the two eclipses, the solar and the lunar eclipse in this period here, which I did readings in the first solar and lunar eclipse, which was back in Taurus season, and as we move into Scorpio season, I think you're going to realize a lot of things about you emotionally, and it's going to free you up from all of this what's been going on here, and there should be a lot of sunshine coming through. Yeah, concentrating on the here and now. The Queen of Wands, very passionate energy, very focused, enjoyment within your relationships. You might realize, I think this leap of faith here, as you go out and start mixing it up with people and socializing, I think it's going to help you realize of what you actually enjoy and who you actually enjoy it with. It's going to be a very good end to the month for you as things sort of tick through that transition of the eclipse and the solar and lunar eclipse. Let's just see what's going on with you financially at the moment, or financially for this month. Here is the karmic message here. If everyone's poor and you are poor, does that make you poor? Or does that just make you normal? I think here is sort of saying, don't worry too much about the finances, simply because it's changing so much. If you are passionate about what you do in life, once you start getting that transition happening, which is, I think is going to be around about this stage in week 2, once that transition sort of kicks in place, it's gonna feed that passion within you. And it's sort of saying here, don't compare yourself with others that are around you. Start looking to sort of to your future more than anything else. Yeah, there is that tower moment of generally what has been going on in the world. It's moving from an old economy into a new economy. We're going to be moving into into a very much economy based upon respect. And here, what's happening here is, I think this is going to free you up actually, and I think this tower moment is a good thing. As I was saying earlier on, when you cut things out, all of a sudden you've got a lot of space. And this tower moment is kind of working through, and I think this is what the karmic message is saying, you've got to work through those tower moments which is happening in the world around you. And you're going to, if you keep focused on your plan, all of a sudden you're going to have a lot of space in order to do it. Let's just see what goes on in the first week. I think you got quite a bit of pressure this week for you in the way of work or in the way of business or job, and that pressure is going to force you to pattern it up, get a bit more sort of serious with yourself in a way, step up to the plate, as it were. Wish big. It's like there's a lot of things there's a lot of changes that are happening in the financial and the political world and the business world at the moment, which is going to make that freedom, that choice, that space which you're going to be able to apply a lot of wishes for you. So it's almost as like you're in the starting blocks ready to go, but it's, you know, they haven't started the gun yet. They haven't fired the gun yet. Let's just see what's going on in your second week. Here's a lot more movement. As I said earlier on, I think this is where it sort of happened. Here's a lot more movement. It's moving from pillar to post. It almost has a lot of networking and getting things in place, crossing T's and dotting I's, putting into action your plans and seeing if they work. Yeah, I think it's knowing what you want. It's really building into something, I think, on the financial sort of side, and I think we'll see that in the following week after that. But it's an emperor has already conquered an empire, and that's what makes him an emperor. And you in this respect here is, in theory, inside you should know exactly where you want to be and what you want to be doing in the second week, going into the third week of October. And it's almost setting you up as if to sort of say, I've got it, I'm going to own this, I've got it, I've got to own this. And let's just see what's going on the third week. I think that's going to be the telltale sign. I think you're going to be busy. I think you're going to be moving a lot by the looks of things. It could be like, you know, a sales job, or moving around a bit, or doing things. But whatever it is, you're going to have that sensation of being really productive. So you got the Page of Swords, which is very much a Libra idea. It's full of bright ideas, and converting it to making that transition from one side to the other. And this is where the eclipse transition sort of starts in that week there, and it's putting down on paper those ideas, putting into practice those ideas, basically, of learning but walking lightly as you go forward, having that childlike energy to sort of just skip through the difficulties. I think it's going to be a very good week for you that week. You're going to really start moving and start feeling it working for you. Let's just see what comes out in the end of October. I think you're going to see clearly, out of judgment of what's happened, and as the dust settles a little bit between the two eclipses and the transition in the world around us, I think all of a sudden you're going to be able to see really clearly the future. That wants to come out, but I do, it's express or shining your vision, putting into work your vision. I want to put another one here. Which is totally you as well. This is totally you as well. You're going to find harmony within your workspace, and you're going to find harmony within your workspace and your relationship side as well. I think here is how you apply your vision to your world is really important. The more you do that and you express those messages that are coming through, the more results you're going to get. A beautiful ending and outcome, which is going to be totally you. Totally you. And working with other people seems to be really important. So there you go, Libra. There is loads of links in the description below. I would suggest you go and see the monthly collective reading as well. Your weekly reading will come out on the Sunday night. I'm doing things a little bit differently this week. I'm going to do a timestamp on the weekly readings because I want to go a little bit more into the elements and the qualities on your sign and see how it's playing with the rest of the energies that are around us in according to the sun, the vibration of the earth, and that sort of thing. So it'd be interesting to sort of see how the elements sort of like play together, because I've noticed that they do sort of all play together. So that's going to be coming out on Sunday night for you. So lovely to see you here. Don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.